Hi, my name is Lori Manning, and I'm a mom and I'm a wife. I have two wonderful children named Spencer and Miranda, and I have a husband named Chuck, and I am a stroke survivor. I was just 35 years old when I had my stroke in 2002. When I think about that day, all I remember is there were warning signs there, and I should have been thinking about it. Things I should have been paying more attention to, talking with my doctor about. My family had a history of high blood pressure, and I was on high blood pressure medication on the day of the stroke. And I was also on the pill, but my doctor and I never talked about the potential risks. I was under a lot of stress, both at work and home. I was a loan officer, and my husband was going to school, so I was the main breadwinner of the family. I never realized how at risk for stroke I was. When the stroke hit, I was on the phone with my mother planning my grandfather's 80th birthday party, and we were chatting like we always did, and then suddenly I wasn't able to speak. I could hardly say a word. My mom asked, "Is everything okay?" And all I could say is, "I'm okay." At that point, she hung up with me and then called back, and I was saying the same thing. So thank goodness she actually came over, and we made a call to my husband, and he ended up coming home, and he asked me what day it was, and I had no recollection of what day it was, so off to the hospital we went, and thank God we did, because I was not okay. I don't remember much about those first 5 days. I just know that doctors had checked me for meningitis. They had also did a spinal tap on me as well, and then they did a CT scan, and at that point I had had a seizure. They then admitted me, and the following day they did diagnose me with a stroke after an MRI. For the next 2 weeks, I was in rehab. Once the doctors realized that I had aphasia, I wasn't physically impaired, but my speech was impaired, my multitasking was impaired, and my understanding of how to do things. They then sent me home, and I went to speech therapy for the next year and a half, learning how to actually speak again. You know, looking back on that, I just think that God was trying to tell me that I really needed to slow down, and I'm listening. I hope other people will listen too, because I don't want anybody to have to go through exactly what I went through. If you know you're at risk for a stroke, then have a conversation with your doctor. Make sure you know all of the risk factors. I was on high blood pressure medication when I had my stroke, and I still am. And I thought that would just take care of everything, but there was so much more that I needed to know. I'm still on high blood pressure medication today, but I'm eating a more sensible diet. I've slowed down. I now tell people I have to check my calendar before I make any commitments. And I volunteer with the American Heart Association because I really want to share my story with others. My personal goal pretty much is to make sure that people can learn from my story, and knowing and understanding the risk for high blood pressure and taking better care of themselves. You must be proactive about your health care, because if you're not, then who will be?